I need a nap.
Oh God, I need an eternal nap.
That's one way to get out of college lens.
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
I took a nap. I never woke up.
Yeah.
Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like. Drunk bitches be like.
Welcome to Drunk Bitches Be Like. I'm Brandi.
I'm Mindy.
And this is all about two women, a few beers, some tipsy stories, and some drunk ideas.
Welcome. Oh my goodness. So we're going to take a break from the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
The Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Dayton
The
Ale
Dayton Ale Trail. 'Cause we have busy lives, and apparently August snuck up on us.
Yeah. So I just got back from Gen Con. We were going to do it the Wednesday before Gen Con.
Yeah.
Brandi was hungover.
Yeah.
I simply did not want to do it.
No, you were leaving the next day, and you had all the things to pack.
Oh,
and
that's
everything.
right. I was like, I have not finished anything.
Yeah.
And like, I don't sleep before I have to be someplace.
Yeah.
So stress makes me despite my medication, stress makes me hypomanic. So I was just like everywhere in our house. I'm like, let me vacuum. We've got this uproot thing. I was like, let me do the uproot. I do a quarter of the room, forget to pick the shit up, go someplace else, go. I thought my husband was going to, and he's like, can I do anything? And I'm like, no, it would take me longer to tell you
right.
than it would for me to do it over 3 days.
Wouldn't it be lovely to have somebody who already knew like your manic self and like knew what you needed
That would
them
be
to do
great.
without you telling them to do it?
Yeah.
Because you can't tell them what to do.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I can't like
Unless I just start things and he follows me around all day and I'm
Yeah.
like, I Swiffered, can you mop?
right.
And can you do it the right way?
Yeah.
That's 90% of my problem is that I'm like, if I don't do it,
Right. It's not done the right way.
and even if it is, like, I have to like make sure that it's done the right way.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that.
So I can't. So yeah, I was leaving. You didn't feel good. I went to Gen Con. This week is a mess. You've got the stuff. I had stuff.
And I've been working last weekend and this weekend I've been working doubles Friday, Saturday. Like
yeah. And and then I'm gone, not this weekend, but we have plans for this weekend. I have rescue events the week after that.
Yeah.
I'm going to Indie PopCon the week after that. So I'm good like after Labor Day.
No, that's fair. And I have camping Labor Day weekend too. So so August has been a shit show. So basically what's happening right now is Mindy just had a rescue event this evening. And it happened to be at the brewery. So we decided to go ahead and like record something just to like give you guys a little in-between time between our Dayton Ale Trail.
Yep.
So this is a non-Dayton Ale Trail intermission is what this is. So our summer tour is actually turning into a summer/fall tour.
Yeah. It was just a lot. It's a lot to plan.
It is.
And
There's 28 breweries. I mean, you can't do that all in one summer.
Right. And I think they're like, you had them split up in like 8 different.
Yeah. It's that's a lot.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll pick that up again in September.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We'll still finish the books. That's our goal is to finish the books.
We'll finish the books. And that's my goal because I've only done it once in the, 6 years I've been doing these books. So I'm sorry. Did I just step on your foot?
No, just my slides. Just my bougie pink and gray leopard slides from Adidas.
I will say last night, the only reason I knew you were in the bathroom is because I recognized the slides. We were in the bathroom and I was like, I looked over in the next stall. Somebody came and I was like, oh, that's Mindy.
9 times out of 10, if you look under the stall and see ugly Adidas, they're probably mine.
Okay. But here's the thing. At least your shoes may be ugly, which I don't think they're ugly. I think they're adorable. But your toes are always clean because there was one time I went to the bathroom and somebody came in next to me and I looked over and I was like, oh. And the shoes were clean, but the toes.
Oh no!
Oh, it was so
like they took
dirty.
them off because they were like, I don't want to get my shoes dirty, and then ran around in peat moss.
Somebody like gardened and shit in their bare feet, and then put their slides on and came to Euchre, and I was like, oh no, no, it was bad.
No, I don't even remember if we said it. So I like. I know we've talked about the clogs before. I have a thing for Adidas clogs. They just don't make them in enough colors and in patterns.
Yeah.
And I have also found with Adidas that if there's a pattern that I see that I like, it's probably a kid's shoe.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
I'm like, why isn't this an adult shoe?
I mean, I build Legos as an adult, so
Yeah.
I understand that.
So, but the clogs, I actually have to get a new pair of the white ones because you cannot put them in the dryer.
Oh, they melt.
do shrink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they didn't melt. They shrink. Like, what's the things that you build and you make and then you put them in the oven? Shrinkadinks.
Oh, yeah.
They became shrinkadinks.
Oh, no.
So they're a nice size 6 right now.
That's just sad.
So I have to get a new pair of white ones. But when we were at All Stars last year, somebody on the other team in another lane. So when I was scoring,
Yeah.
the people that were beside us complained that my shoes were distracting. And I was like, if they were fucking bright ass white tennis shoes,
Yeah.
would you still bitch about this?
I mean, they're Adidas. I mean, the thing I would worry about is the fact that your toes are exposed. And I'd be like, are you going to get stabbed in the toe with a road dart?
Also, those aren't really thick. So they're spongy.
Yeah. You're just going to get stabbed in the foot.
I mean, that's...
But that, I mean, you're willing to take that risk. So you do you, boo.
right. Hey, when we were at tryouts at the one bar.
But I'm sorry. If
Were
you're-
you still there when I threw the dart? I wired it. Somebody was up at the board scoring. And so when it wired, it went bing. And I'm like, heads up. No. Like, head down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it just flew past his face. And I was
Oh.
like, I did not throw that dart. I mean, I threw the dart.
Right.
But I did not throw the dart at you. And
Right.
everybody saw that, right? And he's like, I just saw a dart fly by my face. And I was like, fuck. But no, I mean, normally I'm pretty good. It's this funny thing is that we most likely risk injuring ourselves pulling darts out of the board.
Oh, yeah. No, I pulled them out of the board before and like accidentally like flipped it towards my face and then like, oh shit. And had to like step back and be like, oh no, it's hitting the floor. And like, thank God I had tennis shoes on. I don't know. It might stab me.
I like do the jumping jacks where
Yeah.
I'm like, no. As the dart hits the carpet.
Yeah.
I tell you, nobody on our team is even phased by the fact that we wear like flip flops and sandals and shoes that have no protection. It's other teams that are like, why would you play darts in those shoes? And I was like, it's because I am
comfortable.
Yeah. I was like, I had to quit playing in my Doc Marten sandals because they're 2 inches thick and they were fucking up my. Unless you practice in them,
Right.
they were fucking up my aim. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, I can't wear these anymore.
Well, so that's the thing. So I usually have closed tip shoes on when I play, only
Closed tip?
because closed toed shoes. Because I wear boat shoes like, I don't know, 80% of the time.
Boat shoes, the
And
boys on them.
yeah, so like, and I wear them 80% of the time. So like, when I practice playing darts, I usually have them on, so I wear them when I play darts. So like, I have closed it, but like, if I have played darts a couple of times with my open-toed shoes, and every time I go up to the line, I'm like, this is a bad idea. I
I've
don't
played
know.
here with my fucking sorry. Anyway, I was looking at this thing. I have played here in my socks before, like practiced.
Oh yeah.
Because my shoes hurt. And then there's people who will come up here and they're like aren't part of the darts and I'm in my socks upstairs and I'm like, yeah, I know it's gross, whatever.
Oh no, I've done it in my bare feet before where I've had like the wrong shoes on and I'm like, it's easier in my bare feet. And so I just make sure I stay away from the board when I'm throwing. And then I make sure I try to very carefully pull darts on the board because I know there's a chance I might drop one and it'll go through my foot.
Oh my gosh. So we have kind of two things. You and your cousins decided that you were going to do board game night once a month, once a week.
Well, so we were doing it every other week. So it's kind of gotten a little off track in the summertime because of different schedules and things like that. But yeah, every other week on Wednesdays we get together. There's a website called Board Game Arena, and if nobody's checked it out, honestly, it's worth a shot because I think I pay like $24 a year for a premium membership,
Nice.
and they have all of the board games like from your childhood, but also these other random board games that I love playing, and you have unlimited like use of them if you're a premium member. And it's also, they have a free membership too, so you don't have to pay to join it. You can go online and just play if you want to. You just can't play some of the games if you're not a premium member, but it's a fun time, and you
So
can
if
play
you
against other people.
If you invite people to play in your game, do they have to be a premium member?
No, so like I'm a premium member, so if I invite people to play and I'm the one like organizing it, then they don't have to be, but like I can like invite them to my game.
Gotcha.
But if you just want to go on and play other random people and stuff like that, and they have tournaments and all kinds of stuff, and It's a fun time. So if you like board games and you miss COVID times like I do, and you want to go online and just play some board games with some people, I highly recommend boardgamearenas.com.
Nice.
It's a fun time. So we go on there like once every other week and we get together with the cousins and we play games and stuff like that. And it's a good time.
Oh, they've got Wingspan and Azul.
Yeah. They've got all kinds of stuff.
They've got Catan. Still can't play with 2 people.
Yeah, no. So they have some that are like multiplayer. They have some tournaments that you can play over multi-days. So like you can go online and sign up for a tournament like in a game that will last. So you have like 3 days to take your turn.
Fuck that. I get so annoyed.
Well,
over the weekend, my husband and I went to Gen Con.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gen Con is the largest and I think only board game convention in the United States. And it happens once a year. And this year they said they were over 70,000 people, but I heard it was like more like 80,000 people. And they take up the Indiana Convention Center and Lucas Oil Stadium. Yeah. So it's huge. And I'll post, I think I posted some pictures this weekend, but like I was missing all my Scrabble games online because I was doing this. Like a couple of my games just closed out. And I was like, sorry. And I don't want to talk to the people, but I should have sent a message and been like, hey, I'm at Gen Con. Sorry. Our first day. So we got there on Thursday and we just kind of milled around and went to dinner. Yeah. Did we go to dinner? Anyway, I don't remember if we got dinner or got dinner at the food truck. So we just kind of milled around. Friday, I walked 8.5 miles. He walked like 9.5. We can't figure that out. I think his watch is off or like his stride is off. You've seen my husband walk. His arm swings a little off. So it's very deliberate. I was exhausted after Friday. So that's why you saw the picture of me with the compression sleeves on.
Yeah.
Is best gift my husband ever gave me. But despite like taking my meds, which one of them is a water pill, I think I had like 3 beers, like 4 when we got back to not 4 at the hotel, a 4th one at the hotel. Like 2 at the, anyway, it doesn't matter. 2 at the restaurant. I don't remember. Despite that, which should have me peeing like a monster, my ankles and my calves and my feet were so swollen. So I like popped those bad boys on and I went through 3 cycles. It's like 90 minutes. And I was like, I don't want to play a game tonight. Like, I don't want to. But we did more things than we normally do. So like each year we get better at joining people. The fucking convention would be great if it wasn't for people.
I feel like when you say joining people, I'm like, I don't want to go to that.
So there are open gaming areas and like people will put like an orange cone up if they want like a stranger to come join their group. Oh, I have something very exciting to tell you. But they will put up an orange cone if they want, but also you can sign up for learn to plays. Okay. So we like joined a couple. Like I signed up last minute and we joined those. Plus we had said that like if we walk by any booth and they're like, do you want a demo? Do you want to play a demo? We would say yes. So we were like, we're going to say yes.
Yeah, because you want to experience, what's happening.
Oh my God. One of the demos that he said yes to, I was like, I would rather not. Because I looked at the table and I was like, no, I don't want to. And the guy's like, no, take my seat. And like, and all, he's French or German. My husband wasn't sure which. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's German. French, German, whatever.
Yeah, he's European.
Take my seat. And I was like, I don't want to. So I was thinking like it would be normally they do a quick playthrough.
Yeah. So
like it's a shortened version of it. It took an hour to explain how the game worked.
Oh my God.
In the meantime, I'm sitting at a table. So this is like one distributor that has all of these games out for people to play.
Yeah.
So a game master comes over and there are like 4 of us sitting there. And she said, do you want me to show you how to play this game? It's called 13 Words.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we burn through it. Like it's literally, even if you have I think 8 players can play. Even if you have 8 players, you burn through it. Like it's fast, like 15-minute playthrough.
Yeah.
My kind of game. So we played it. And then she was like, I have to go help these people with this other game. You guys are good on your own. And I'm like, you could have left a 5-year-old here and they would have been good on their own.
Right.
So they finish it. which means that they're like 15 minutes into explaining how the game works. And so I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go do this. I wandered off and bought 5 games. I was like, you left me alone. You left me unsupervised.
I mean, that was your own fault.
But we make a conscious effort now to get games that are like that are at least 1 to 2 players to play, because otherwise
so
we
you
have to
can-
find people.
Yeah.
And we love our people. We just can't get our people together.
No, that's understandable.
So I wander off, and then I came back and somebody else was like, is there a game master to teach us how to play this game? I was like, sit down. And the lady comes over, like we're halfway through, and she was like, does anybody need any questions? They're like, no, she showed us how. And I'm like, cool. They leave. More people come. I'm like, I'll play again with you guys. Go ahead, sit down. I explain how it goes. I was doing so well. If you guys want a 30-second pitch to tell you how to play 13 words, I've got it down pat. So I played that game 9 times with 9 different groups and no game master. And then as we were leaving, so there was a lot of downtime in between that.
Yeah.
So as we were leaving, because the second hour was playing the game, and I think at that point these people were like, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because they don't tell you how long it's going to take.
Right.
So they're like, we got to wrap this up. I had started this group. I felt so bad. It was a group of like Japanese students, like college kids.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure that in Japan they learn English, but like they learn it longer than what we learn, but it's still your second language.
Right.
And this is a word game.
Yeah.
And I explained to them how it works, and we play one round through, and another game master comes up and was like, do you have this? And I'm like, I don't work here. I'm not a volunteer.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
I've just been playing.
I'm leaving with my husband. Can you please continue? Well, just tell them how to play it. And I'm like, they need somebody to be here. Like you have nobody else at any other tables. So I left because I'm like, I don't like, no offense to you guys, but no.
Yeah.
So we did our thing. Saturday night, we went and played Telestrations After Dark, which is like the dirty version of Telestrations.
Yeah.
Love the game.
Fantastic.
Love it. Especially like, it's like sitting down to play Cards Against Humanity with strangers.
Nice.
Sucks. But to let you know how things go, at one point somebody guessed that a drawing was fisting. So
Fantastic.
so that's where we were at the level of this game.
Illustrations works. Yeah.
And we went and did something else, and then we finally got back to the hotel at like midnight. I don't know. So I put my little leggy things back on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to go downstairs and play board games. Like, because you can go to any hotel and just play board games with people.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to leave. So we have a plan on Sunday. We're going to go. I'm going to buy more t-shirts at this one place. Because it was breaking my heart to pay $50 for 2 t-shirts, but that's pretty average. And he only is at like 5 conventions a year.
Okay.
And he only sells t-shirts at conventions. And he's only in Indiana one time a year. So it's like, cool. We're going to go do this, and we're going to see if we can find him. We wake up Sunday morning, go get breakfast. I looked at him and said, I don't want to go back to the vendor hall.
Yeah.
And I'm going to figure out a way to return tickets to the Red Dragon Inn playthrough, because I'm tired and I want to go home.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I don't have a problem. I was like, no, if you're disappointed, we will go do the playthrough thing.
Yeah.
But I want to go home.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's not going to hurt my feelings. So we came home Sunday. I think we were home by like 1:30, 2:00.
Nice.
I slept the whole way.
Yeah.
It's par for the course.
I mean, that's
So, but we enjoy the board games, but some of them you just have to get too many people together. So we got just a bunch of 2 to like 8 person games so that we could play. So we played through at least once through all of them except for 2 of them on Sunday night.
nice.
So I felt like we got our money's worth.
Yeah.
And it's a good time.
Yeah.
It's just 80,000 nerds
It's a lot.
that are like with 0 social skills.
That seems like a lot.
I'm like, I know that you're running to get to your next demonstration, but can you run outside of the dealer hall? Like go out the door and run down the hallway and come back in the other end.
Right. Instead of running
Stop
through
running
the
through.
dealer hall.
60,000 of us that are in here. It's really too big for Indianapolis. It really is. But I think they're like I think they're there through like 2030.
No, well,
So, but
that's a lot.
we'll
of
have to
people.
get together, and I think we had a plan, and then that never happened. I think your significant other offered just because we had talked about it one time.
Yeah. So
I don't think he meant it.
no, I think he did mean it, but also his meaning it relies on me cleaning off the dining room table, which also relies on me fixing a couple other things in the house.
No, we should just sneak in here to the back room.
Yeah, we should do that because honestly, the thing is, me doing all of the things in the house to get all the things ready to do that.
I mean, we could do it at our house, but you guys are going to have to fight dogs for 15 minutes.
Well, and that's the thing. And we could do it at my house, but I'm going to have to clean off the dining room table and everything, which like in my ADHD brain is like, okay, well, in order to do that, I have to clean off the bookshelf in my office, which also requires me to like clean the tool thing in the basement, which also requires me to clean out the front hallway closet because I have to like do things there. And then also I'm going to have to build the shelves in the dining room to like put things on there. And then I'm going to have to build the shelves in the office to put things on there. So like there's a whole like avalanche of things that have to happen for that to happen. And I feel like he doesn't understand that that's how my brain works yet.
Yeah, like seriously, we could actually, it depends on the game whether we can play it at our house or not, because our dining room table is skinny. It can be long, but it's skinny. So like we could space out.
Oh, that's the thing. I have a
Like you have a really nice big dining room table.
Fabulous dining room table. And I would love to use it for other things. And honestly, the only reason I haven't done the diamond painting thing yet that you've given me
You have no place to put it?
is I have no place to put it. And I have no place to put it together because I want to use the dining room table to do that because I've even bought the
Tools,
I
extra
bought all the
tools.
tools. I bought the case to put all the diamonds in and I've sorted the diamonds and I've like gotten all that stuff together and I have the tape and I have like the extra like tape to like the things to put on it to section it off and everything. Like I have all the things to do it. I just don't have the space yet because I haven't cleaned off the dining room table.
So I sent Brandi videos of what I would consider a semi-pro diamond painter.
Yeah.
And like she explains how to like make it lay flat and how to like section it
Which was
off.
super
and how
helpful.
To, so I was like, well, that's cool because if I had to do one and I was looking at it, I'd be like, there's too many spaces.
Yeah.
So there's that. But the exciting news that I was going to tell you is that we went and we learned how to play 10 minutes of D&D.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
So it was 5e.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's what we played.
The guy said for beginners, 5e is one of the best because there are so many things that you can do in 5e that you are not allowed to do in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Apparently those are hardcore.
Yeah, D&D. Like we played 5e when I played.
Yeah.
And I loved
So we
it.
were looking for a t-shirt and if I can find it, I'll still get it even though I'm telling you what it is. But the t-shirt says and boulders fell down and everybody died.
Yeah.
And the guy is like, he was like, unless you're DM, Dungeon Master.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, unless your DM's a dick, that won't happen.
That's
And
true.
I was like, okay.
And if your DM does let that happen,
Yeah.
they usually have a backup plan and give you sheets for new characters immediately.
So I didn't know there was shit to write down. We got dry erase markers because they were doing this. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I would have to sit down with somebody who would be fine with me, like having to think about it
Mm-hmm.
because also he was like, you guys can all do your actions at one time, but because we're learning, you are going to do your actions one at a time. And that's how I'm doing the story. And he was, apparently with like 5e, you could do that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And he was like, you have to name your character. You didn't tell me that. And I wasn't prepared for it. And as much as we've just discussed that technically I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared to be creative. And it was at that moment that I realized I don't have enough imagination for this because the person sitting in the middle with us does play D&D. And he was like, what are you going to name your character? And she like names it some mythical blah, 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 and has a reason for it.
Yeah.
And my husband's like, I was like Georgia. I was like a dwarf elf or something. I don't know what it was. And then I forget what my husband got, but he named it Willie, because of I don't remember, because of a movie or a television show or something. And none of us got it because we just like, shoop, right over it. And so we're on a ship And I was like, there are squares and we have our little cards, and they provide you with dice. And I was like, I thought there was just one dice that you would have. And he was like, no, we're going to teach you how to do this. So we are going through the whole thing. And he even has like this little like sea creature that is what we're fighting.
Oh, yeah.
But I realized that I was out of my class when the person beside me, they were like, you're a blah, blah, blah. And your special something or other is like, not invisibility, but like nobody notices you.
Oh, nice.
And so she was like, so I'm going to crouch down. And what you guys can't see is me doing an exaggerated crouch down without getting out of my chair. And I was like, are we supposed to like be acting? Because nobody told me that I had to be like theatrical about it. So we played a 15-minute run through, and it was kind of enough to get like an idea. And I'm looking at the cards because I was like, I don't understand. And he was like, okay, so you have to get your D8. And because you did this, you have to roll the D20 to find out, like, is it over a 14 or not? And if it's not, then I'm like, I need somebody to tell me this for the next 10 years before I realize how to play this.
Yeah. So my biggest thing about D&D, and I really, really, really miss playing D&D because, all right, so when I was a kid, my biggest thing, I wanted to be an actor so bad. Like,
me too.
I
just don't want to do it when somebody throws it at me.
Yeah. So I wanted to be an actress. That was my biggest thing. But also, like you said, you're an extrovert. I am not. So I don't like being in front of people. So clearly that does not really go along with acting. But D&D was like the perfect combo between the two. So when we played D&D, I loved it because it was like, oh, I got a character that I got to play. And I got to play it however it was drawn on the paper. And it was like the perfect, like, whatever. But the thing is, the people playing with me did not like my character. And therefore,
yes, because your character was like complete chaos.
I was neutral chaotic. And I was a thief. I was an assassin. I was a tiefling. It was the best thing ever. I loved it so much because I got to be a total badass. I could kill people whenever I wanted to. I could steal things from people, and I was super sly about it. And it was awesome. And like in the vein of being an actor, like in my brain, I was like, this is the best thing ever because like I got to like be totally not myself.
Right.
Because like as a human being, I'm a people pleaser and I like to make sure everybody's happy, and but like when I was playing D&D, it was super like outside myself. I got to be like this badass person that would kill people and steal shit and do whatever the fuck I wanted to because I was chaotic neutral, and I could just like whatever I wanted to do, I fucking did it because that's what benefited me.
Right.
But the people I played with were like, why are you so mean? And I was like,
this is cooperative.
I wasn't being like, I was just playing my character. Like that was what my character would have. And so then it like throughout the course of the campaign, then it became a problem because then it was like, all right, well, I apparently play my character too well because it's pissing people off. And then like myself, and then my character was having a mental argument over what we should do because I was like, well, as a big character, I'd want to do this and steal from you. But apparently I'm not allowed to do that. Otherwise I'm going to get yelled at in real life, and I don't want to get yelled at in real life. So
what I didn't understand was a lot of it. But one of the things I didn't understand is, are you allowed to ask how far away things are? Because he kept going. I was like, my long sword, I have to be within X amount of feet.
Right.
But I'm really good at it.
Right.
And then some kind of long bow.
Right. You have to be
he was like, you can shoot up to 120 feet. And I'm like, well, how far away is this goddamn sea monster?
Right.
And he was like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, am I supposed to know that from the squares? Or is that something that I'm like, wait, how far away is he?
So here's the thing. And this is also as I started playing D&D, like my first experience with D&D was great. My DM was very cognizant of the fact that everybody that was playing was first time players. And so we were allowed to talk outside of the game. So we were allowed to have conversations like that and say, well, how far away are we or whatever else, and like ask questions and whatever else. And it made the whole experience a lot better. I've had DMs before where I played in smaller groups and
they're like, hi, you're 200 feet away.
Yeah. They're like, well, you should know that. And I'm like, okay, but I don't. So fuck it. All right, I'm going to give it a shot. And they're like, well, you were too far away, so you didn't hit them. And I'm like, I mean, that would have been nice to, and they're like, you're not allowed to talk outside of the character. And I'm like, okay, well, now you're just being a dick.
You're not making it fun
Right.
for
You're
anybody.
not making it fun for anybody. And so like that, I don't want to say I quit playing D&D, but like my campaign ended with the DM that I enjoyed. And I played a one shot with another DM that I did not enjoy. And I have not played since, which
Gotcha.
kind of makes me sad because I really enjoyed it. But also I found out that there are certain people that have very strict restrictions on the way that you play that like, I'm like,
I feel like those
fun.
people are like gatekeeping the shit out of it. Like, well, if you
Yeah.
don't know that, then why are you playing?
Right.
Because I don't know that and I want to know how to play.
Right. And my thing is like, I'm sorry, if you're not allowed to chat with the other people that you're playing with outside of the game and outside of your character, like it kind of makes it not fun because my character was an asshole. So if I had to be in my character the entire time, I'm sorry, as much as people hated me anyway for being my character when I had to be my character, like they would have hated me even more if I wasn't allowed to talk to them outside of being the character
Right.
as a normal human being and have conversations about what we were doing and whatever else. And I get how you want to kind of protect the storyline and like what you're doing and everything else, and you don't want people to get a head start or a leg up on like whatever you. But like honestly, like if you have a group of people who are playing D&D and you're the DM and like they're getting a leg up because they're talking to each other and they're enjoying each other's company, you know what? Fuck it.
Right.
Let it go because they're enjoying the
Stop
company.
Sheldoning everybody.
Yeah, like they're enjoying the experience. So who gives a shit if they get a little bit of leg up because they're talking to each other as human beings instead of just their characters? Like,
Yeah.
let them enjoy the experience and let them enjoy the game and let them, you know, when they go immersive in the game, like let them do that. But like, you can't stop them from doing that. Otherwise, like you're just ruining their time and then nobody wants to play.
So it's like when we play darts and people are dicks about like,
yeah.
oh, well, you had your toe like 3 hairs over
3
the line.
millimeters
Are
over
you
the line.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, do we really care about that?
Yeah.
Oh, last night at Euchre, I almost offered to give somebody their $5 back because I was like, if I have to fucking hear you talk about this all night long and what I did, even though I will still stand behind it. And actually, when everybody threw their cards down, I was like, yeah, I'm like, we got the stopper. And she was like, well, we could have gotten the other 2 tricks. And I'm like, statistically, no, we could not have.
Yeah.
Because there are still hearts on the table.
Right.
And we don't have any hearts. So no, I took the one trick that we could take and you got no hearts. And you also have like a queen and a 9.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, and then,
Oh, twice last night at Euchre, people threw things in like the last 2 hands, and I was like, wait. He reneged her. No, he didn't. And I'm like, you guys threw everything in. I can't even see. And like, I'm all for tramming when like it's, you know, reasonable. But I'm like, at that point, I hadn't drank anything. Like I was not drinking. I had water the first like
and
4
let me
rounds.
say, for the people I know that listen to this from Euchre, it was none of you.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just so pissed because I was like, I want to like, and I say something, they're like, oh, no, we had it. And then they would just sweep the cards and go. And I'm like, okay.
Were they from the other?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. He accused my husband of reneging, and my husband flipped the cards over and was like, you led with that. I did this. I took it with an ace.
Yeah.
I still think that you reneged. I just showed you
Yeah.
that I did not.
Yeah.
But mine was.
Mm-hmm.
And she was sitting next to, and oh no. And he was trying to be like a peacekeeper, and he was like, oh, I mean, maybe it was a little premature. And I was like, am I going to have to fucking hear about this all night long?
Yes, probably.
Because I don't want to.
Yeah.
And if you're pissed off, here's your $5, go away.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like people make it unpleasant for other people.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't want it to be unpleasant for anybody. I don't necessarily want to interact at a high level with everybody because some people drain my energy.
Oh yeah.
A lot. But so the other thing that I didn't realize about D&D is I was like, this is great. I would love to do this. And my husband says, you do know that like this goes on for months. And I was like,
yeah.
what? I was like, we can't just play it in like a couple of hours. And he said, no. I'm like, well, I don't want to do it then. I might still want to do it. Like it was interesting.
So he
He wanted to buy dice so bad. And I was like, if you find dice that call to you, then do it. We're not buying the 20-pound shot put of the 100-sided die.
No.
But
we have, all right. So you know those black tubs with the yellow lids? We have one of those full of dice, miniatures, like things that you throw dice on, towers that you throw dice in, like all of the things, which is why when you texted me, I was like, yeah, I think we're good. Because I'm an accessory person.
right.
If you give me something new that we're going to get involved in, I'm going to buy all the accessories because I want all the accessories. Good thing you never got a
Jeep Wrangler.
Oh my God, yes. So I'm going to buy all the things. Yeah. And I did. And then I bought the miniatures and then I painted them, which actually I really enjoyed. Because like, you know, little acrylic paint.
All of my miniatures will be 3/4 painted and then I'll forget about them.
I have an amazing little dragon that I painted. It's fabulous and it's sitting in a bin somewhere. But like, so we have all of that stuff and I loved it, but he's right. Like the first campaign we did, 1.5 years.
No.
But
I mean, like, could you guys only meet once a month?
We met once every 2 weeks. But, well, think of it like Dirt League.
Yeah.
It was like Dirt League, you know? But it was once every 2 weeks.
Love to take next summer off.
Yeah, I know, right? But they also make one shots that are supposed to be a 1-day thing.
Okay.
And I would love to do, like, if you ever want to do one, I would love to do just a 1-day, shot thing with you guys.
I would love for you guys to come to Gen Con, mainly because, like, we wouldn't have to, like, stay together.
Yeah.
But I realize that DMs like to make up their own stories, but also they have things like campaigns that are like that are already made. Or they'll give you, not give you, there are so many books.
Yeah.
And then Epic Games like gave me their card because he said we don't have any 5e right now, but we have like 24 5e like campaign books if you want to go look at them.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need a fucking rule book.
We have the 5e rule book if you want a copy.
Cool. Yeah, because he's gonna read it and then he's gonna tell me shit.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. I don't think you learn unless people coach you.
Well, and that's the thing. When we started, it was like, okay, we're going to do a 5e campaign. And this was the one that lasted like 1.5 years. And this was the DM that I loved. And like, honestly, it was her first time DMing and she really wanted to do a really good job. So she picked one of the books and she made a campaign out of it. But like when we showed up to do it, like she had built sets for the miniatures. Like if we were going to have a battle at a tower, she had built the tower with multi-levels. And
apparently
like,
with these books, if they need a thing, like you'll get a paper mat.
Yeah.
And like a fold up, but also you can get them with like a ship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
A castle.
And she fabricated all this stuff and she would like make it out of like, you know, toilet paper rolls and the like paper towel thing. And like, she would just create these fabulous sets and things. So she would show up with like these sets every other week that you're like, your guys could dangle off the towers and like your little people would like, just like you could move them around and you knew where you were going and how far you were going and where everybody was. And she would have little pieces for like the enemies and stuff like that. And it was like, it was fabulous.
Nice.
So I feel like I got spoiled my first interaction with D&D because I had a DM who was a first timer and she really wanted to like knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
And so she overdid everything and it was fantastic. So it's sad now because I'm like, I really loved it. But then at the end, it became so spoiled that I'm like, and then when I tried to do another one, it was just not as good. So I just stopped doing it. And, you know, he's still doing it every once in a while. And I would love to get back into it, though. I loved it so much. It was so much fun.
I think that we have to like reach out to Cliff and see if he wants to, because he's interested in doing it.
Oh my God. I would love to have him as a DM. I think he would be fantastic.
Because I think he would take care of us. Hey, Cliff.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like he would be a kind of DM too, that like if you had questions, you could ask him in the middle of it instead of being like, you're not allowed to ask things. You're not allowed to like play out a character. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not allowed to ask questions. I feel like what's happening.
You go and have him as the DM and then you find a group and you're like, can I ask I need to interview the DM. So
we need to have an interview first. You're going to have to like
convince me to join your game.
That's right. You need to make sure that I want to actually join what the hell you're going to do.
So we don't do a lot of role-playing games. I think we have the one, Vindication. He's probably going to buy this Path to Civilization, which is coming out in Germany in October and the United States in November. So we're probably going to have that, and he'll teach me it because there were little blocks and there were things and and it's a cooperative game also, because not only can you win, but like if you aren't all kind of playing together, then you don't progress into civilization. It's like I think it takes you from like cavemen to like
modern day, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's also why it takes more than an hour to set up and more.
So we're talking like risk level, like
yes. Yeah. Yes. Apparently to set the game up, just to set up all the pieces and the board and stuff like that, it's almost an hour.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, that's a lot. And then my husband said, something in allies and something.
Oh, Axis and Allies.
Yeah. He goes, that takes over an hour to set up.
Yeah.
And I was like, how long does it take to play?
My dad plays that online.
Fucking days?
Yeah.
Days?
Yeah. I think him and my stepbrother actually might play the board game, but they play it online because online the setup is a lot quicker.
So much. So we don't do RPGs a lot. I like quick, fun games like Exploding Kittens and
you would love Board Game Arenas. They have this game called Lucky Numbers. 15 minutes tops, and you can play up to 4 people. Nice. Actually, I think you can play up to 6 people. It's almost like bingo, sort of, but it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
But like you'd be really good at it.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, we had a good time. We tried new things.
That's good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then we came back and you have like kind of the not let down. I mean, I chose to leave, but
yeah,
you're kind of like, I could have done so much more. But also I was just tired.
I mean, that's a lot of walking.
And there's stuff that you can do at night. Apparently they had to cut the so they do dances on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, which there's no way I'm going to get my husband to go to those, which is why I think that like we could leave them oh no, your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like 9 different titles for him.
Yeah.
So like your boyfriend dances, but I would have to like find gamers to leave my husband with.
Oh yeah, no.
Because
I mean, he would dance, but like only if it's like EDM music.
Yeah. So apparently somebody did a risky move on the dance floor, miscalculated, and had to call the ambulance. So they just shut the whole dance down. I think he landed on like his neck and head.
Oh,
you should not do backflips when you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Don't do that.
Sun King Brewery was there. So they do a beer for the con every year. So they did Hive Mind, which was like a sweet brown ale, probably not
yummy,
but it was really good. And you can only get it at Gen Con and then it's gone.
And that's it.
But they also do an orange and vanilla cream soda, cream ale, and then the cream ale without the orange and vanilla, and they're both fantastic.
Nice.
My husband was really into Weemac, which is a Scottish ale. But you can't, I don't think you can get Sunlight or Sun King. You can't get Sun King here.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to head back to Indiana. Well, we'll probably when we're there for PopCon, because we are going back
in 2 weeks.
I like Indianapolis.
Oh yeah.
But I like a section of Indianapolis, and we don't do much outside of that section.
Well, I feel like the convention takes up a lot of your time too.
So PopCon's a little more lax. We probably will go to more panels than we have ever done. It's less people.
Yeah.
It's fucking so much more enjoyable, and we can get pretty much the same shit. Actually, we can get so many more t-shirts. Most of my t-shirts come from Indie PopCon vendors. So I'm super excited about that because I need more t-shirts in my life. So says the 2 tubs of t-shirts that I have
a t-shirt at my house too that's been waiting to give to you.
Aw.
I don't know when, but it's happening.
So
you have another one coming.
So that was good. Speaking of t-shirts, So in Ohio, there's a point to this, I promise. In Ohio, we had this thing happening. So here's what has happened in Ohio. A while ago, they voted to say we will not have special elections. They're too expensive.
Actually, that would be a year ago.
A year ago. Okay.
A year ago, they voted.
It's too expensive. Oh, it's probably last special election.
Yeah.
Or last November.
Yeah.
No special elections. They're too expensive. The low voter turnout. If they are a special election, they're funded by like, whatever
Special
it is,
interests
special
and
interest
things,
groups and
yeah.
stuff like that. I'm like, aren't they all? Because most of the bills that are against LGBTQIA people in Ohio are being written by out of state people like fucking moms of liberty or liberty moms or whatever the hell those hoes
no more
are.
August elections.
Right. So no August elections. So now we have an August election.
Yep. Which just happened yesterday.
So August 8th, we all went to vote. So what they had put on the special election, hoping that nobody would turn out, except the people they wanted to, is that in order threefold, in order to get an amendment to the Constitution of Ohio passed, it has to pass by 60% plus one.
Right.
Right
So,
now it's majority. 50%
so
plus
50% plus one, which is what it's been for the past
Normal.
100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And had we not had 50% plus one, we would not have had a raise in minimum wage. We would not have had, I think there was something about ERA in there. There were things that we would not have had.
Oh yeah.
If they had made it, because I don't know why people don't want people to do better.
And we're talking just citizen things that are brought to the ballot. So like, this is not Congress or state legislature or anything. This is just regular people wanting to bring things to the ballot.
So, and then it only applies to amendments to Ohio's Constitution. And keeping in mind, things have been going great until 2016. So even our fucking Republicans weren't as crazy as they are now. It's like they're all, like, woo!
Yeah.
I used to be normal, but now I'm crazy. No, you just hid your crazy really well. So the thing that got everybody up in arms is that, 60% plus one. Right now you have to get, I forget what the percentage is, X percentage of signatures from citizens who voted in the last governor election. So they have to be an active voter. They had to have been in the governor or voted in the governor thing, which they find out when they turn in these petitions.
Yeah.
44
counties. Of the counties of 88 counties. So we have 88 counties. So half of the counties in Ohio, you had to get a certain percentage.
Right. So here's the thing. If you wanted to put,
if you're from Cleveland,
this is going to be so crude and I am so sorry, but if you want to fuck your cousin, chances are you go to the counties where they fuck cousins.
Yeah.
What they're pissed off about is that they're like, well, the majority shouldn't get, fuck off. The minority should not be ruling shit. So the majority shouldn't be able to do special things. So what got everybody up in arms, and the only reason we had this special election is because Planned Parenthood and other groups managed to get well more than enough signatures to put to codify abortion into Ohio's Constitution to protect it.
Yep.
So issue
which is
one
on the November election.
Right. So issue one is a 60% plus one increase in order to amend the Constitution. You have to have the correct amount of signatures from 88 counties. So one
which
county
is all
can
of the
block
counties.
it. Right. So, and then there is no cure period. They have like a cure period now where they're like, oh, like 50 of your people in Montgomery County weren't actually eligible voters. So then you can go out and get signatures. So you've got time to fix it.
Right. To get more
So they wanted to
signatures.
get rid of the cure period.
Yeah.
Which is just totally unfair. And the reason that they wanted to do it is because, like I said, Planned Parenthood got enough signatures and it's going to be on the November ballot. So they're running ads that literally are like, you should vote yes on issue one because they're going to make your kids transgender otherwise. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No, you're fine.
So it was your face. So like the ads are just blatant, like they're like, they will ruin how your kids are taught in school and they'll do this. And I was like, that's not what the fuck it's about.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the entire thing comes down to fear mongering. And not only that, people who vote yes on the issue, we're giving the government more control. Like if the people want more control over the things that are going on the ballot, then you voted no. Whereas the people who wanted the government to have more control over what goes on the ballot, you voted yes.
Right.
And that's really what it came down to. Regardless of where you stand on anything, the government would get more control. And like, I have some people in my life that are on the yes side of things, and they're like, well, the government already has control. And it's like, yes, the government already does have control of a lot of shit.
Are they the same people who are like, I don't want to register a gun because I don't want the government having my information? And you're like, you have a driver's license.
Right. But also it's like, all right, they already have a super abundance of control. So like, don't give them any more than we already need to give them.
Right.
So that was, yeah. But the election was yesterday. And Ohio, thankfully, overwhelmingly,
A record number of voters came out.
Yes.
According to a special election. I think we had each side had over 1 million votes. So I think it was like almost 3 million voters came out of like, I don't know, we have like, I don't know, 20 million, but it doesn't matter. It's a lot. And for us,
but the no
3
votes
million
won.
Yes. The no votes won. They were projected to win after 33% of the tally coming because
in.
they were like, again, statistically, there is no way. And here's the funny thing. Had the yes people been able to get enough people, they could have pushed this through with 50% plus one.
Right.
Which they didn't get
of the 60%
because we got like 63% of no's or 68%, someplace in between there.
Yeah.
So if they had made it if it had existed already, we would have
still won.
Yeah. So people are salty. I went to the polls with Ohio has not strict rules about what you can wear, but you can't wear like a Trump shirt. You can't wear a Biden shirt. You can't do anything that's promoting a candidate.
Yeah. Anything political you can't wear to the polls.
Now, if you want to talk to people about it, you have to be political signs, and people who are part of those political parties have to be more than 100 feet away from the polling station.
Yep.
The front door of it. So like I vote at a Lutheran church. And so you can go like to the other end of the parking lot and still talk to people. But they have pretty vague rules about anything else. So my husband wore his tea turtle shirt that said, "How have you tried common sense?"
Nice.
I wore my tea turtle shirt that said, "How about no?" Neither of us were turned away. It was pretty cool. I don't think that the people who were checking us in appreciated it because I have heard one of them say, "I don't care what they want to be called. I don't get this pronoun thing." And I was like, "You've been using pronouns your whole fucking life, you
have.
dipshit."
Yeah.
We live in a special area. So we were super excited. Like last night at Euchre, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people were not happy about it.
All I know is that I didn't wear anything partisan because I had a dress on because I was going to work. And I still had like nightmares before going in that somebody's going to beat me up because when you have to go into where I vote for primaries and they ask you what ballot you want because they have to ask you if you want a Democratic or Republican ballot. And I have to say Democratic. I always have to whisper that because I feel like somebody's going to want to kick my ass.
You're like, I'm a Democrat. I'm not really. I'm just incredibly liberal.
Yeah. I'm like, can I have one of those? I don't.
Can I have one that has all of them on it and I can just pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently there was almost a fight here about it.
Oh, fantastic.
The one guy that's on our team plus one of the old guys that's always here.
Oh, fantastic.
The one who calls the cat a dog.
Yeah.
So apparently that was almost a thing. But like people are pissed about this. Pissed.
Oh, yeah.
Pissed. So that was a thing. And then
because they don't realize that this law, we didn't change the law.
Like, it will stop you from amending the Constitution.
Well, we literally, okay, so here's the thing. And this is the thing that has struck out to me is that people think that we would change the Constitution, but we haven't changed it. We just kept it the same. It's been like this for 100 years.
Right.
And people were like, well, now we're giving more power. No, you're not doing anything. You're just not changing it.
I don't get the concept of it, like we shouldn't have majority rule. That's the whole fucking basis of this shit.
Yeah.
Like we already have capitalism, which is minority rule. We don't get to do that here. It was such a divisive topic, and I need to stay off of Nextdoor because Nextdoor is worse than Facebook because there are much older people on Nextdoor.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to shoot myself whenever I'm on there because I was doing the thing where like anybody who was like, we're voting yes because blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. Do you like Ohio State or Michigan? Because let's say that one of them, we did this last thing.
Yeah.
Let's say that one of them puts up 21 and one of them puts up 18. I'm not sure if that's possible, but let's say it is. Well, guess what? 21 points isn't 60% plus one.
Yeah.
So you don't get shit. They don't seem to also understand the concept that if we can't amend the thing that we want and we have to get 88 signatures the next time we want to put something on,
Yeah.
you can't
Right.
amend it without going and getting 88.
Right.
And good luck in like, I think we used to say that we were the only blue county, but I think once this vote came out, they were like, it was heavily like a lot of the counties were just heavily no.
Yeah.
And I was like, good luck getting fucking signatures out of those counties
Right.
to do whatever weird shit you want to do
Right.
on the ballot that stops people from having rights.
Yeah.
So that was that. But in lighter news, have you seen the Montgomery County dock brawl or the Montgomery, Alabama dock brawl?
I'm sorry. No. What?
So I will send it to you, and I'm going to give a synopsis because I don't know anybody's names. I just have seen the videos, and because people I follow on TikTok, I've been getting like breakdowns of what they think about it. So I will say this ahead of time. I don't have an opinion. Actually, I do have an opinion on how it went. And some of you will probably figure this out. So what happened was, there is a dock in Montgomery, Alabama. History of it, it's where they used to sell slaves. They used to come into port.
All right. We're talking
sell
like
off
a
slaves.
dock, like on a
Dock,
river, like
dock,
yeah. Okay.
Dock your boat on a river. This particular river has a like I think Ohio River has it. Most rivers have them. It has a dinner and drinks
Cruise thing. Yeah.
So these white people had
I
pulled
feel like
up,
this is starting out wrong.
yeah, but so I heard a great explanation, and I was like, I'm using this. Somebody was talking about, and they were like, do we get T-shirts that say? Because I feel like a lot of us are white but non-practicing. I was like,
All right. Okay.
yeah. Or I'm a person who happens to be white, not a white person. These white people with a pontoon boat. Go figure. I'm sure they were playing Red Solo Cup as they drove up. They are in the way. And so this, they call them like dock security, but I think they're like dock masters or whatever. I don't know what his title is. I would like to respect his title, but I don't have it. But he's security.
Okay.
And he was like, you have to move the boat because the dinner cruise is sitting there and they need to get out.
They need to get out onto the river.
And so they started arguing with him. Aggressively.
Oh God.
And then one of them punched him. And he does the most fantastic hat fling I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I'm going to show Brandi. Some of you have already seen it. He takes his hat off and he literally is holding it in the bill and he goes, bing. And then like squares up. So him and this guy are fighting. He and this guy, and none of these guys that were doing this at this moment, neither of these two are young men.
And I'm guessing the dude, like security guards on like a tugboat thing.
No, they were like standing on the docks.
Oh, okay.
But so they're going at it. And then all of a sudden, as white rednecks will do, because the white guy that was in the fight was losing, he decides to jump in and he like comes in like, what? Like kicking and all this other shit. So then that gave license to the other people that were on the boat to join in and attack this man. So there are like 5 to 8 people attacking him, including women, an older woman, 2 middle-aged women or whatever. So they're attacking him. And so if you watch, there's videos from different angles and somebody is yelling, you need to help that man. You need to help that man. And so all you see coming down the dock, there's a couple of cops in the mix, but they're at the back of the pack. Just these buff ass black men coming to help their friend or the stranger that they don't know, but in unity. Yeah. They're coming out. I mean, shit goes down. Somebody jumped like off of a boat or something and swam up to they're calling him Aquaman, swam up to the dock to also join in and help. Nobody's helping the white people, as they should not.
No, as they should.
At some point, a white folding chair came out.
Oh, God.
And so one of the old white ladies had like decided she was going to jump in and start throwing punches too. She got hit with a chair. It was indiscriminate. Like they weren't discriminating against who they were hitting with the chair, but they were going to end this shit now.
I mean, if you're an old white lady and you're going into the fray, you expect to get hit.
One or both of the middle-aged women got thrown off the dock.
Nice.
Like, boop. And so like finally cops were coming. Do you remember in school when people would fight and like the teachers would let it go on for a certain period of time and then they'd be like, all right, break it up. We're done.
No, only because our fights in high school were way too physical and way too aggressive.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, ours probably would. I don't know whether our teachers didn't want to jump in, but I think a lot of it was like, just get it out of your system.
There was a lot of weaves and blood flown in my high school fights. So yeah.
So it all ends up like people are in cuffs or whatever, and they ended up putting out warrants for some of the guys, and like they own like convenience stores or something. The white guys do, so they're getting they fucked around, they found out, now they're finding out some more.
Yeah.
And then they were like, the gentleman who wielded the chair, we just want to talk to you, if you could just let us know. And I'm hoping that they take some common sense and they're like, this was self-defense. Oh, it was defense.
Right.
Because I don't see anything wrong with what happened. There are people that are like, I want you to tell me why it's okay for him to have hit that lady with a chair. And I was like, you were the kind of guy I went to high school with that said, if a woman walks up to me and hits me, I'm going to hit, if she wants to hit me, I'm going to hit her. Because if she thinks she's going to hit me like a man, I'm going to hit her like a man.
I'm sorry, if I go and punch somebody, I fully expect to get punched in return.
Yeah. So, I mean, the sensibilities, the virtue signaling of like, I can't believe they hit that woman. Really? Because all throughout high school, you're the kind of person who said you'd hit a woman. So you probably have hit one.
I'm sorry, if she was swinging and she was throwing punches, then she deserves to get hit.
So it was unfortunate. There 100%. I was like 100% fucking hit them harder. Start throwing all the white people off the dock.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't swim. I don't care. So, so there shit's going down, but the memes, I bought a t-shirt, from a very small black owned business that Hart Mercantile has been like advertising because they're not going to carry the t-shirts. They were like, you can go to a black owned business and get it. You don't need to come to like Crunchy White Girls to get it. Like granola. I don't mean they're crunchy, they're granola white girls. But it's the memes. The memes are fantastic. I'll just send you a bunch of them.
Nice.
So I'm not sure what's going to come of it. I do know that one guy was brought in, two had arranged to turn themselves in.
Okay.
And then like any of the black men that were participating, I think they've just been like, can you just come talk to us so that we can see what's happening? I'm like, you got video, you saw what happened. Like, but them coming down the dock, like it just looked like, bitch, it was like 300 was happening, and like the first round of Persians were like on top of one guy, and then the rest of the Spartans showed up, and we're like,
fuck you,
fuck off, we got this. Punches, it was glorious, it was fantastic. Score one.
Nice.
Like,
very nice.
I was just so happy. I was giddy. My husband and I have been like feeding off of this forever. Now there was a meme that somebody put out with some white guy who like had Crocs that his feet had gone through the toes and they were up around his ankles. That did not happen in Montgomery. It happened in an incident in Texas. No less funny. It was like, he is face down on the ground, Crocs through the toe.
Oh God.
Wearing them like shin guards.
Oh,
fantastic.
Oh,
so
dear Lord.
maybe the tides are turning because what some of the people have said is that overwhelmingly, white or black, people were like, help that man.
Yeah.
More people join in to kick the asses of the people who attacked them. And they were like, white, black, it didn't matter. People were like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And I was like, fuck, if that happens in Montgomery, Alabama,
that's a good sign.
We have a chance. Maybe we have a chance.
Maybe things might be turning the tide.
So I was really excited about that.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm tired.
Me too.
So
and my butt hurts. So.
I did the rescue event. I was tired before I got here, but we did the rescue event. I sweated. Your ass hurts because what did you do today?
I wrecked my scooter. So Mindy, while she was pledging her time to support a charity and
Oh, I said I would mention it. It's Adopt a Pit in Dayton,
yes.
Ohio. So adopt a pit, not the bull.
yeah,
There you go.
that's right. And they had 3 cute little puppies here, and it was fantastic.
Oh, you missed the other 3 dogs that were here. But, yeah.
But yeah, there were some super cute little puppies here that honestly, if I didn't have a cat that would have eaten them, I might have adopted one because I'm that kind of person. But on my way here, I decided to take a detour and go somewhere else. But as I was leaving my house, no alcohol in me, mind you. About 3 blocks away from my house, I have a scooter, electric scooter, and it's fabulous.
Does
and
it
I love
have a ching ching bell?
It does have a ching ching bell.
Nice.
But I was riding down the road, and I don't drive on the road because I don't trust drivers because they'll hit my ass. But I do wear a helmet, and I ride on the sidewalk because I top out at maybe 18 miles an hour.
Okay.
Like if I'm going full speed. And let's be honest, most of the time I'm not going full speed because it's scary. I'm not going to lie.
I'm afraid I'll hit a rock and fly forward.
It's just not, So, I mean, most of the time I'm going between 10, 12 miles an hour. So I had stopped at an intersection because there was a red light. And
There was an intersection.
And I waited and there was a walking sign. So I crossed and I was on the sidewalk but I'm still paying attention to traffic because they're going to turn right and still hit my ass if they want to. So I'm paying attention to traffic. I get across the road, and when I get back up on the sidewalk, there was a rubber belt that somebody broke off of their Harley that I learned later from my dad. Because I described it to him. I'm like, it's rubber. It was black. It looked about 4 feet long, and it was smooth on one side, and it had like teeth on the other side. Like it looked like it was like a belt that went on something that they like snapped in half, and it was like looked like a snake on the side. And he was like, oh, that looks like something that they would put on their carburetor for Harleys. And I was like, okay, well, somebody busted their motorcycle and left their fucking like rubber belt that was busted on the sidewalk. So I was trying to avoid that. And as soon as I hop up on the sidewalk, I see it. So I swerved to avoid it. And in my swerving, I swerved to the left. And then my tire went in between the sidewalk and the ground in between the sidewalk and the road. And so it hit the like in between thing. And so then it like hit the groove. And then I tried to hop back up on the sidewalk. And when I did that, immediately my scooter wanted to go just slice across the sidewalk instead of going on the sidewalk. And
There was a sign.
I don't know.
Oh, did we already do the sign?
Well,
Sorry.
no, this is the thing. I don't know if this is a thing, like when you're riding a motorcycle or bike, because like this is not a motorcycle, this is a scooter, but like my hands would not let go of the like things in the front.
Oh, I've seen people drugged by dogs and I'm like, let go.
Yeah, I should have just let go of the scooter and hopped off, but I didn't. And I tried to hop off on the left-hand side, but it just went straight across, and there was a metal sign on the right-hand side, and it went straight across and right into the metal sign on the right-hand side, and it like dead hit it. And then the scooter fell over to the left, and my hands were still attached to the handlebars, even though my feet had hopped off, trying to get off of the scooter. And so then my entire body fell with the scooter onto the sidewalk. And
I 100% would have come to your aid, but I would have been laughing the whole time.
This
I'm
is
so
the worst
sorry.
part about it. This is on, okay, so I live on a major thoroughway through our town. And this was at like 5:10 p.m., like hard rush hour traffic. And so I'm like 3 blocks away from my house. All the traffic, hit this metal sign, fall over on the sidewalk. I don't know how I did it, but I seem to have like hit my knee and also my tailbone. I landed on my ass. Hit the sign, fall over, the whole scooter falls over, I fall over on the sidewalk. I stand up, I yell at the fucking like
sign
belt that's laying on the goddamn stupid rubber belt. And then I get up and I just keep going because I'm embarrassed because my ego took a hit. Because this is the first time I've ever like wrecked my scooter, and I'm stone cold sober. And I'm like, oh, well, that sucked. And then I get to the wine shop, and by the time I make it there, my tailbone hurt so bad. I go in, I park my scooter. My scooter has not a scratch on it besides on my little, I have a thing I added onto my scooter on the front to like on the handlebars to like hold my phone. It's got a nice gash in it, but honestly, it's an add-on on the scooter. It's got a little gash. Other than that, the scooter looks completely fine.
Nice.
But like my tailbone and my knee hurt real bad. So I go in and I sit down and I order a drink. And then I'm like, oh, sitting down hurts. So I stand up. And so then I'm drinking my drink and I'm like, all right, cool. Knee stops hurting. Tailbone still hurts horribly bad. Have another drink. Okay, cool. I'm going to take 3 Advil. Took 3 Advil, had another drink. So I had 3 gins and 3 Advil before I could finally sit down again. I'm like, all right, now I feel fine, but I'm pretty sure it's because the alcohol made it so that my tailbone doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But tomorrow morning, I feel like I'm going to wake up. It's going to hurt real bad.
So I did break my tailbone one time and it's miserable. I was also going to see a trainer like the next year, and he would like be like, let's sit and do flying V ab things. And I was like, I can't be on my tailbone. I actually had to make a thing out of a pool noodle so that I could sit on it and lean back and not have my tailbone touching anything.
So far, I've been able to sit okay as long as I don't lean a certain way. And I found out at the picnic table, I put one leg over the picnic table and I sat down and I tried to pick up the other leg and put it over. That did not work. I was like, that's a bad decision. So I had to stand up, put both feet over the picnic table thing, and then I could sit down and it was fine. So like, there's just certain things I can't do with my tailbone right now. But yeah,
there's certain things my ass won't do.
My ass does not like me right now is what's happening.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
well,
that's been my day.
We're going to go because we're tired and we've been drinking and I'm sweaty. I'm not sweaty now, but like if you were to come close to me, you would be like, God damn.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So, insert where we can be found here.
Yeah, we'll be found places. And you know what? We will continue our Dayton Ale Trail soon and we'll continue it through the fall, but don't expect us to finish it by the end of the summer because I know we said we were doing a summer thing, but
life happens.
Yeah.
I can tell you the one good place to find me is on X for right now, not like
I fucking hate that. I'm sorry.
It's the dumbest fucking thing ever. Fuck Elon Musk. At DBBL_podcast. That's where you're going to find me, but I am slowly switching over to Threads because it's like the lesser of 2 evils. I don't like Zuckerberg either.
No,
but I fucking hate Elon Musk.
I mean, that's fair.
So I think we're the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, on Threads, DBBL_podcast. So I'll just start, I'm going to try and start doing stuff over there. We'll see what happens.
So find us there or DBBL at,
DBBL podcast on Instagram and Facebook.
DBBLpodcast.com is our website.
Yes. DBBLpodcast at gmail.com is where you can email us. Nobody emails us. It's fine.
See, look. There we go.
There we go. We're good. So we will catch you guys in a couple of weeks. We are still trying to stick to our schedule.
But also we have some shit coming up. So next time we'll hear about Mindy's PopCon experience.
Woo!
Woohoo!
I'll take more pictures there. I don't know. I didn't take pictures. I was just shitty.
I don't take pictures either. It's fine.
So I was experiencing the experience
That's
instead
right.
of taking
you
pictures.
lived that experience.
I will say though that the food trucks that they get are phenomenal.
There you go.
But it does not matter who they have there because our first food truck, whether it is Gen Con or PopCon, is Naughty Lobster.
Oh,
I get a lobster roll.
Lobster rolls are so good.
Happy. So yeah, they were the first place, and they've got a new truck. They've got a poke truck, a poke.
Ooh, poke bowls. They got poke bowls.
They've got a third truck. So I forget what it's called. I'll look it up and send it to you. But so they have had 2 trucks, forking pierogi.
Okay.
And Naughty Lobster. So Naughty Lobster used to be Wicked Lobster. There was a lawsuit, and so now they're Naughty Lobster. Fantastic. The guys are great. If your feelings get hurt, don't fucking go there. Although they had this adorable boy that like had a cowboy hat on. He's like, ladies, come on over. What was the other thing that they were doing? I'm pretty sure they had a plant because there was another pierogi truck there and there was a line because it was closest to where the eating area was.
Yeah.
And so this guy looked like he was standing in line. I never saw him order anything. And he was like, you guys know that there's like another pierogi truck. I mean, like it doesn't really matter there. Which pierogies you get. I mean, they're basically the same, but you know that there's another pierogi truck like right there. Like they're going really fast. Like they're going faster than this. I mean, if you guys really want to eat here. And I was like, That guy's from Forking Pierogies.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
It was clever. It was clever.
I mean, that's smart. It's just smart marketing right there.
Yeah. So they're all out of Columbus. We used to get them here at Star City, but I don't know what happened to food truck times. I don't care. So we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Brandi's ass will tell you updates about her ass.
Yep. See how it's going.
We will figure out when we are getting back on the Ale Trail, and we'll let you know about that too. So
Sounds
have
good.
a great weekend and a great couple of weeks. Till the next time. Cheers.
Down your shirt earlier. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was fine.
But it didn't do anything. Okay. I think we're good. I see levels.